Olá pessoal, this is Liz from Talk the Streets in Lisbon with a very quick Portuguese lesson for you today on slang and filler words. One of the things my students ask me for all the time is how can I sound more natural when I'm speaking Portuguese and not like a robot that is just reciting something that I have heard on an audio guide or a podcast or in my lesson. So by the end of this video you're going to have 10 words, sort of slang words, filler words that you're going to be able to throw into your conversations when you're speaking Portuguese to make you sound much more like a local. If you're excited about learning all this stuff, make sure you give me a like and that you subscribe to my channel so that you can get notifications every time I upload a new video every single week. Okay, so let's get into it. Number one is the word bué. Okay, so bué is a word of African origin and it's become this slang word now to mean a lot, okay? So for example, tô com bué de trabalho. Eu tive que acordar bué de cedo. If you throw this one in, you're going to sound super Portuguese. Number two is the word fixe, not to be confused with the English word for fish or the past of I did, which is fixe, okay? So fixe is a word that we use all the time to mean cool. So you could add it to the last one and you can say tá bué de fixe pá. And then we've got number three there as well, pá. Pá means kind of like guy, man, dude, like oh man, opa. Yeah? So it's a very easy one to just slip in all over the place and you'll sound super natural when you're speaking Portuguese. Number four, tipo. Okay, tipo is really easy to add in and it's basically one of those filler words that we say in English all the time, which is like, and then I was like, and then she was like, and then they were like, and he was like. So that's the Portuguese way of saying it, tipo. Tipo assim. It's sort of like this, right? E depois, tipo, even when you're just thinking about what to say next, you can put in tipo. At this point, I'd love to know if you've heard any of these and this is now creating light bulbs in your head as to, oh, that's what they were saying this whole time. Or there's also tons of these kind of slang words, filler words that are used in Portuguese. So if you have any more that I've missed, because there's tons, please put them in the comments below. The next one seems like a bit of a no-brainer. It's actually the word okay. The Portuguese use this just as much as we do in English. However, they pronounce it pretty differently. So see if you can repeat, okay. Yeah? So if you swap the way you're saying okay to just okay, you'll sound much more Portuguese, and it's a word that they use too. Number six is giro. Okay, a little bit difficult to pronounce because you've got the G at the beginning there, which means you have to have this j sound. But yeah, giro also can mean cool, but it can also mean like lovely or even good looking. So you could even say ele é bué de giro. So moving on to more filler words now, these are the things that you're going to hear all the time and just think, what the hell do they mean? A lot of the time, they don't actually mean anything too specific. It's just like we do in English where we use these kind of filler words to just fill in what we're saying. The first one I wanted to give to you was pois é. Okay, pois é. This literally means so it is. But it can be used in the context of kind of agreeing with somebody when you're sort of listening and nodding along. So for example, if they said, ai meu Deus, está a chover, you can reply and say, pois é. Another one that you're likely to hear all the time is the word então. I'm so guilty of saying this one all the time. Então, então. So what does it mean? It literally means so or therefore or even well, okay? So I can move on from what I'm doing in my lesson by saying the word então, which is kind of like so then. You can even use this one as more of a greeting to mean like, hey, you can say, então pá, tudo bem? There's just some tourists trying to work out how to use the rental motorbikes. Should I help them? No, I think they've done it. Number 9, another one I used to hear all the time and I just couldn't put into words what it actually meant. And this is ou seja. This is something that you would use to literally mean in other words. So you might be explaining something and then say, ou seja, and then explain the same thing in a different way. Again, just one of those kind of filler words that you're going to hear a lot, and that's what it means. So the last one, number 10, is se calhar. Again, a super complicated one to pronounce because you have the L and the H together, which makes a lh sound, lh. So se calhar, it's really simple meaning, it just means maybe. But again, it's one of these things that people drop in all over the place in a conversation. Especially if it's said very fast, you might not hear the full words of what it is, but it's se calhar, meaning maybe. So there you go, they are just 10 very simple, very short words that you can throw into your everyday Portuguese to make your sound a bit more natural, a bit more like a local, and hopefully it will help when you're trying to understand people as well, the way that Portuguese is actually spoken by real people. Hopefully these will help you know actually what these guys are on about. Thanks so much for watching. If you want more quickfire Portuguese lessons, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to make sure you get all the notifications every time I upload a new video every Tuesday. I hope you have an awesome day. I now challenge you to start using these phrases and let me know in the comments how it goes. Ciao for now.